Greetings, folks. Welcome to a Train Sim Classic video. Today, it's been a long time. I think the last thing was the Milwaukee Road route that came out from Milepost Simulations. But it's seemed a bit dead on the North American front. And I don't mean that in the sense that people aren't doing anything. It's just not happening as frequent. And it's just been kind of quiet as of late. But today, I present to you North American Train Sim modding not being dead just yet. Anyway, this is a completely free, comprehensive, massive Chungus, thick boy mod right here. All new. Everything pretty much all new. The SD70ace by Switchpoint Simulations, and there's a lot of big names that helped with this pack. A lot of contributors, but we have got BNSF, Montana Rail Link, Kansas City Southern, CSX, and PRLX units all in this pack. One massive pack, all encompassing. So a several year in the making pack. A one-off, completely original, standalone mod for free. This is probably one of the largest mods of all time that I can remember in Train Sim Classic, especially on the North American front. A free one at that. Installation is quite simple. Pretty much involves dragging these folders into your Railworks folder, and that's it. There's nothing else you got to do. That is it. Now, this mod is incompatible with 32-bit, rail driver, and simple controls, as are a lot of mods, so there's nothing new there on that front. But the pack features 4K textures in and out in all units, BNSF multiple road numbers with Thunder and Whisper cabs, also P4 units, Montana Rail Link, Thunder and Whisper cabs as well, CSX, YN3 and YN3B units, as well as C&O Heritables and PRLX, or Progress Rail, units. And then, of course, Kansas City Southern Bell and Ghost units, all featuring multiple working cabs, various cam angles, horn and bell variants, PTC to a degree, realistic custom scripts, physics, animations, custom lighting, sound and exhaust, quick drive consists, croissants, and much, much more. Yes, I said croissant. Or to the average American like myself, croissant, French biscuit. That's all in this pack. And it's a big one, guys. So we're going to go over it here today. We got a lot to go over. I'm going to try and keep it as short as I possibly can. But the SD70ace debuted in 2005, meant to be the main market rival to, of course, the GEVO, or General Electric's EVO series, the GEVO, as it's known as. Not a totally fresh unit, and its older siblings dating back to the early 90s, or i.e. the SD70 and all its numerous variants, such as the M, the M2, the AC, the MAC, etc. Now, the ACE was and is still running on just about every primary road in the U.S., save for CN, which they had the M-2. These Chungus units started at about 1.5 million. That was for the early DC-powered variants, and then a cool 2.5 million for the later, better AC-powered variants. The units, of course, use the EMD 16-cylinder 710 G3C-T2 prime mover, named and built for the necessity of Tier 2 emission standards, of which, of course, now it's T4, so Tier 4 and beyond. EMD produced the ACE and P4. The only reason I named those two is that's the only two within the pack, essentially. Between, what was it, like 2003 and 2014. They're rated at 4,300 horsepower and had 904 RPM that it achieved said horsepower, with a length of 74 feet, weighing in at 408,000 pounds, with a starting tractive effort of 191,000 pound and continuous tractive effort of 157,000 pound, topping out at 70 miles an hour. CSX received 20 units. They later went to Progress Rail. KCS had 153 of these bad girls. Montana Rail Link, 29. BNSF, 640. And then 20 later P4 models. Now, the P4 model is essentially the same, except it's kind of like the C with the GEVO models, where it's just got 2 powered axles per truck. And so within the pack, you're going to get 3 separate, very massive, might I add, manuals, which will definitely come in handy for you, the end user, because I'm not going to go over every single thing here today. It would take a long time to do that. But you'll get each one for the BNSF, which includes the Montana Rail Link, of course. You'll get CSX and the KCS. It tells you how to install it again, which is very simple. How to operate the locomotive, every paint that you're going to get, all the differences, which are kind of down at the bottom here, which is kind of neat. I mean, you got all kinds of stuff, different handrails, inverter panels, fresh air intake panels, like all kinds of crazy stuff that was changed between these models. And then, of course, the Thunder and the Whisper cabs and things like that. Cold start, auto start, auto stop, how to change it within the editor, which we'll look at here, of course, in just a minute. Just a whole mess of stuff. It is just insane. I mean, I enjoyed just looking at the manual when I got a hold of this thing, which, by the way, thanks, guys, for letting me take a look at this thing early on and trying very hard to keep my pictures off the airwaves and my mouth shut as much as possible. I really do appreciate it, guys. This thing is insane, as I denoted many times. But you're going to get 3 separate manuals, and you've got your credits there at the bottom with a lot of good names, a lot of big names, people that have done really good stuff over the years. And with that said, let's get in the game itself. And we'll start with CSX because it's kind of the smallest, and then we'll go to KCS, and then, of course, we'll end with BNSF, and we'll try and do a bit of a run. Okay, we're going to start out in the editor, which is where you'll place these down, obviously, to make up your own custom consists and scenarios and things like that. But they will come with preset quick drives. Of course, there's a lot of great rolling stock out there to use with these. Primarily a lot of the Searchlight stuff, which, again, is all free. And you've got a lot of the older stuff like AV Studios and some newer stuff as well on like Train Sim Community. That's kind of peppered in here and there. So there's, some good stock to run with this stuff as well. You just got to do a little bit of digging to get to the gold, I guess. It's the best way I could think of, discussing that. Anyway, first one. Yeah, I don't know where else going with that. So the first one here, we'll do, like, if we want to set this up as a cold and dark. So we'll go ahead and put the engine down, which, by the way, to get these in the game, go to the middle, fly out here, or pop out, go to your object filter, which is going to pop out over on the right as well. You're going to want to go down to SPS, which is here. And then you'll see, currently I only have the CSX SD70ace pack because that's all we're looking at presently. But then, of course, down here you've got KCS and the BNSF up here as well. And then once you do that, you come back over here, click on your locomotive icon, and there they are right there. So it looks like, it's like, hey, wait, there's only 2. And even then saying only 2 sounds ridiculous because this pack is massive. And even 2 would be awesome. But that's just how you place them down, and then you kind of edit them the way you want. So firstly, like I said, we'll go over this one here. We'll double click it. We'll get the fly out over here. And say we want to do a cold and dark start on this one. So we'll do a semicolon after that. And this is all explained in the manual, which I'm currently looking at as well, right along with you. So type in cold equals 1. And there you go. Hit enter. You don't have to hit anything, actually. And so this locomotive will be dead, essentially, as soon as you load in. So that's how you do that one. This one here is, of course, the PRLX Black Stripe, which is one of the options you're going to get. So they came straight from CSX, obviously, which is pretty cool. You can get the YN3 and the YN3B, which we'll look at here in a moment. So this is the black stripe, PRLX, and this is the white stripe. I'm sorry, white. I'm looking right at it, and I called it white. Jesus. What is wrong with me? Yellow stripe or yellow patch. Anyway, so those are two options, and then you're going to have the CNO heritable. So we'll go ahead and we'll get rid of that girl right there. There we go. And we'll place, so the CNO one's going to be under PRLX or Progress Rail. We'll get rid of that. We'll go ahead and double click her. So to get the CNO, for example, let me look at the manual here. It's going to be, so you got to put in 4834, which it currently is. So it's 4834 only. So you got to make sure that number is in there if you want the CNO. So just make sure that's right there. Now, this stuff you're seeing here, we'll go over here in a minute, but that basically means inverter box. I believe the IB, you can change those as well. Lots of little tiny details on these engines. It's insane. It is literal insanity. But the CNO patch, you're going to leave semicolon L equals 3. Behold. Okay, it did not save. Maybe you do have to hit enter. I'm just used to leaving it. There you go, CNO, Shizzy Peak, and Ohio. There it is. Very cool. So that's how you can get that one down. You can see the patch on the front too, which looks very good. 4K resolutiones. All very, very nice looking. Now, say you want the YN3B. So we'll go ahead and get rid of this one here. Delete your ass. We'll get the CSX. Plop her down right here. We'll double click it just like the other one. Go over here. So the YN3B is 4849 only. So we're going to change this to 4849. Then we're going to do the semicolon. And then it is, I believe, L4. L equals 4. We'll hit entree, and there we go. You got the boxcar logo in there, which is, you know, as far as a lot of the modern stuff with CSX, probably one of my personal favorites. I feel like, you know, the CSX livery overall has pretty much died several times over with how it looks as of, you know, the last many, many years. So the old boxcar logo is probably one of my favorite of the more modern looks. But you got a lot of different stuff like that you can do with this pack. So it's actually, you know, it only shows like 2 in here. You know, you get what I'm saying, 2 locomotives that you can choose from. But you can actually make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you change the inverter boxes and stuff like that. You got 8, 9 different types of CSX and PRLX SD70aces, which is pretty crazy. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the differences on the locomotives. All right, so of course the CSX units come with the K5LLA, as all of these do. There are a couple of variations of double LAs, but these come with the steel bell, whereas a lot of the other units will come with the E bell, which we'll take a look and listen to in a minute here. But some of the differences that you can do within the game, depending on basically whatever you put in the editor or at random, I would presume, are the inverter boxes. So these little bits here, this is the uncovered original inverter blower box bit right here with the venting. And then if we go over to this one, this is the original inverter blower box with absolutely no ventilation. There might have been ventilation somewhere else, just not right there on the side. But bunch, you know, just a bunch of little tiny details like that. Just with the CSX and PRLX engines, when it comes to the BNSF, which we'll be looking at the end of the video, it's like insane. It's Avengers Endgame, different timelines, and it's really crazy stuff. So we'll try and condense that as much as possible. So those are just a couple of things. We'll go ahead and scooch our way over to this train I got set up here, running through Miami West Palm Beach, because I figured, what the hell, I'd never you know, I haven't run on this route in a very, very long time, so I got a slight lash up here. But that's kind of the beauty of this pack, guys, is it's engines that you can run all over North American train sim routes. I mean, quite literally. All right, since we're outside, let's go ahead and just look over this Betty overall. Model. All totally brand new model. This is not built on the old RSC / DTG SD70ace model. This sumbitch is brand spanking new to the game. Hand built, everything, the physics, the scripting, the sounds were afforded to the group and the pack from one of the best sound acquiring persons within Train Sim Classic. I'm sure you know all very well who I may be talking about here. We got the CNO unit on the back there. But the models look fantastic, as do the logos. Got a very nice looking horn model up top. That double L screaming ass A. Got a bit of weathering on top as well. The venting and the fins and everything look very nice, as well as the bolts, the little hook points, antennas, numbers, lighting. It's got it all, man. And it's, you know, you really got to stop and think and pinch yourself like, okay, this is not just an enhancement on the old SD70ace. This is a literal brand new unit, brand new model. It is insane. It looks fantastic. Let's stop oogling over the exterior for a moment. We'll go ahead and check the interior out. Now, I'm trying to keep the sound down to a degree because this sumbitch is loud in a good way. You know, just don't want the sounds kind of muddling one another. But the difference between the interior and the exterior and the thunder cabs and the whisper cabs, I mean, it's all there, guys. And I'm just grinning right now, ear to ear, because sounds in a train sim are paramount. And this has got them. It's absolutely fantastic. So obviously, old school gauge, SD70ace, which is kind of cool. It's kind of based, not gonna lie. You know, don't have one of the screens over there, one of the fire screens, a PTC screen, obviously, right there or over there. Again, the inside of this sumbitch is very, very nice, very crispy, 4K textures, weathered all throughout. Even the stripping around the glass, you know, that kind of rubber weather stripping around the glass itself looks very, very nice. See Phillips head screws on the panel. It's got it all, man. The lighting, it just looks amazing. You can open the doors. The audio does change. The windows got that crunchy sliding sound like there's a bunch of sand and just schmeg trapped in it. Various views. Got the conductor side. Let's see what else. Got back here. This is our panel. So obviously this is where you set everything up. Your maintenance lights, cab heaters, fresh air intake. It's already on. We'll turn it back on. You got your dynamic brake. You got your run. We'll go ahead and set it in run. Auto start currently enabled. We are obviously running. We'll do the cold start in a minute, but some little, I think some little tiny Easter eggs are on some of the forums back here. Like this right here, the locomotive cab report. It says, "Shitter's full." Shitter's full, Clark. One of the greatest lines from movie history. Cousin Eddie. Christmas Vacation. Shitter is indeed full, and it says it right there. I don't know who that was inspected by, but I don't know if management would like that. Cursing like that on a form. And then down here, let's see what else we got. CSX Transportation. Year built 2007. 4,300 horsepower. Got all kinds of little bits and bobs. It says this thing's been through Barstow. So it's got a couple of names on here like S. Bulla and T. Gen. Those are a couple of guys from Switchpoint Simulations, obviously. As is Dangerfield. Probably missing a couple of names. Down here, this is pretty neat as well. A lot of you old Train Sim Classic heads from back in the old days. Even some of the current content, you hear the old radio, Dan Hernandez. Dan Hernandez is in here, so that's kind of cool as well. It's just a little nod, back to ye olden days. It's got air brake reports on here, all kinds of stuff. This one shows it's been through Waycross, Huntington, West Virginia. Just all kinds of little neat details like that, like akin to something that you would see from Searchlight Simulations. Obviously, this is like that level. It's definitely getting there. And over here we have our complimentary croissant. Let's go back inside. Let's go back inside. Come on, back over here. Here we go. Oh man, that looks so yummy.
Are you going to finish that croissant? Are you going to finish that croissant?
Yeah, so you guys know a lot of modders, like to add little fun things as of late. Like, remember the CPKC fish, the tropical fish, little things like that, which is pretty cool. But anyway, we got a radio. We'll tune that thing up here in a minute. We'll go ahead and throw the reverser in, which is Shift R, I believe. Takes it out of the socket, throws it in that bad mamma jamma. Throw on the gin field, number board lights. I think these are both on already. They are indeed. Turn our headlights on. We'll go outside and take a look at that. Headlights look fantastic. Nice, appropriate color. They also have the shadow casting ability. So if you are one of the people that likes trying to set your PC or your mom's laptop on fire while playing Train Sim Classic, you can enable shadow casting lights and add more shadows to this old-ass simulator, which does not handle them very, very well. But man, it looks super damn nice in here. You got all kinds of appropriate logos, and they're just super sharp. It just looks very nice in here. Very, very nice. And we can't spend a whole lot of time on this one locomotive because we got a bunch of stuff to look at, guys. So we're not really going to run this thing. We'll kind of just throw her forward. Listen to that high idle come alive. Try the bell. Steel bell, obviously. That's muffled, windows closed. That sumbitch sounds nice. That's a crispy tater chip right there, guys. So this obviously comes from a lot of the Switchpoint simulations, guys. They horns are their thing, and they have been from the start, and they do very nice ones, and that is a very nice one. So you got a Switchpoint thing when it's got some nice horns in it. So hail to the yeah. We'll throw the EMD forward. We got it all the way forward. Throw the train brake and release it. Watch the flow. Let the flow flow through you. Length 3,542 footage. Give her a notch. Get rid of that independent. It's got some nice feels to it, guys. So a lot of you know, a lot of you that have been playing with a lot of the default stuff over the years, Train Sim Classic, North American primarily, they don't have great physics. These things do, especially when paired with nice rolling stock, i.e. a lot of the third-party and modding rolling stock. A lot of the default or vanilla shit, you might get some of the weird kind of bouncing and rubber banding and just weird things altogether. So I'd probably primarily stick with a lot of the freeware, rolling stock stuff, which this thing feels good, man. We're just cruising along, one notch. Give her another. I mean, the gauge lighting looks good on this old school kind of manual looking manual gauges here, not the digital readout. You can mess with some stuff down here. You can do the length counter. There are some different types of controls. We'll go over more of those in the BNSF pack because that's like the friggin' massive one. I'm kind of just scratching the surface with my crusty fingernail right now. So you do have these as well, which is kind of cool. Your status report talks about your sand level as well, which your sand level is finite. You will not have infinite sand levels. You could change that as well within the editor. Shows you vehicle length, vehicle weight, constant weight, all that good stuff. Everything you need to know. So that's pretty damn neat. But we're just rolling along. Let's go ahead and tune up the radio here while we're at it. Your alerter as well, I believe it's Shift Q. Alerter can only be toggled when trains at a standstill. So as you, well, were you able to see that in the, yeah, there we go. So yeah, we're not stopped, we're moving obviously, but Shift Q, you can turn it on and off. So if you just want to mess around, take pictures, things like that, you don't have to worry about it. You can turn it off by hitting Shift Q. And then Q obviously resets it like a lot of stuff does. Let's see if I can find the, looking for the radio channels. All right, here we go. Clean Cab Radio. So we got, we'll just try channel 1. So it's 032, 032. So you simply just hit channel 032, 032. And each of these will have their own channels as well, I believe. We'll try, there's a yard channel. That one might be kind of busy. We'll try 045, 045. Even the radio's got CSXT on there as well. It is some, you know, some folks that talk on the radio as well, but it's enough to where it's not annoying that it's the same thing you hear over and over again. Kind of like the Dan Hernandez stuff from back in the day, where you would literally just hear that guy's name. You would have nightmares of Dan Hernandez, you know, while you slept. But the CSX one is, I mean, this could be a pack by itself. It's got a ton of stuff, but you know, as far as operation, we're not going to go too deep into that in this side of it, because I figure we'll just save it for the very, very end with the BNSF stuff. I'm trying to think if there's anything else totally different within the CSX pack that I can't go over in another pack, and I don't think there is. Like I said, I'm probably going to miss a ton of stuff, guys. A lot of this is for you to discover. This is a free pack. Get in there and start digging like it's the deepest, farthest back crusty booger that you can get. Just dig. All right, folks, we are now in KCS territory. In this part of the pack, this is where we start to get into the weeds. Gets a bit thick. A lot of stuff. CSX side of it, a couple of things you can mess with. KCS side of it, a lot more things you can mess with. And then the BNSF side is like nuke. It's crazy. We'll get there. Anyway, KCS. You got the KCS bells. Then you're going to get thunder cabs, whisper cabs. And then, of course, the gray ghost. Multiple cabs, horns, steel bell, and e-bell. And a ton of external variations, which we'll try and go over here shortly. But obviously, the first of which, the gray ghost, very, very lovely. One of my favorite, besides obviously the bell, KCS livery. Overall, it looks fantastic. The logos look great. The numbering, the little bits and bobs all over the engine, the decals, the panels will change all throughout. Like this is the original inverter box, for example. Your horn mounts, all kinds of stuff. Just a whole lot of stuff. I'll try and go over as quickly as possible so we can get on to the bean sniffers. But yeah, looks fantastic. Even the taping around the rails, the grab irons, which KCS famous for, look very, very nice as well. No kind of crazy thickness or width or anything like that. They're just on there very nicely. It's a damn good looking engine. The colors look good. I'm still kind of tweaking my Railworks enhancer, so it may seem a bit off. I gotta get a good I&I from somebody, because yeah, I just feel like my colors have been more and more jacked. It may not look that way when it comes to YouTube, but anyway, that's the gray ghost. So first up, we'll look at the 3997 through 4059 range. Now, the Gray Ghost is going to come in this range here, obviously. With this one, there's some variations as follows, one of which are the gull wing visors or shades, which you'll see up here. This one's got the long boys. This one is obviously the OG loud sumbitch cab, the Thunder cab, as you do not see the kind of separation in the cab from the body of the chassis of the locomotive, like we'll look at here in just a minute. It's got the roof mounted headlights, which that one down there does not. It's got the nose mounted headlights. Square jack pads lift the locomotive up off the ground or get it back on the rails. This one has the steel bell. It's also got the original handbrake, which you'll see here, compared to like this one, for example, which is the revised handbrake. And a ton of other stuff, like a lot of your, you know, your dynamic panels, your inverter panels, your intake panels, all kinds of stuff on the long hood of the locomotive itself changes. There's just a whole mess of stuff. The original horn mount as well, which is here. And then we'll sweep right along to 4100 through 4129. Since we looked at the horn, this one's got the revised horn mount, K5AA as well. It's a good looking horn model too. Take a minute to appreciate that. Very nice looking. They're weathered nicely. The bells, you know, just a little bit of schmeg all over. Little bit of, you know, sun-baked weathering. Overall, these some bitches just look good. These have a lot of, the first two anyway have the original array in the front, the little bubble there. And then like the newer one here, which is, these are, what is it, 4130 to 4197, have PTC, or the skates on top, as you can see there. Also has the nose light instead of the brow light. A lot of different stuff. Another thing is the handrails, for example. By the inverter box, these handrails here are straight up and down. These over here have a little curve to them when they started revising them. As you can see here, that one kind of has a nice little curve to the side. Even the front plate has some variation there, some roundness to it. Is it this one? It might be the last one. Yeah, anyway, the front plate on there, like the little step bit of the porch is changed as well. There's just a whole lot of stuff. So these are obviously the isolation cab. You can see how the cab is separated from the train itself because, you know, as a lot of you know that are probably watching this, these were very uncomfortable for train crews, loud as shit. So they started building these ISO cabs, just make it a little bit more comfortable, where the cab was essentially a floating, you know, kind of its own floating little world inside the locomotive itself, or the chassis of the locomotive, which just made it a lot more comfortable to run overall. Some of these have different jack pads, you know, E-bells, shades, things like that. And then of course we pretty much went over this one. Different panels, nose lights, PTC array, all that good stuff. So there's just a absolute mess of variation you can get in, and this being KCS territory, and they haul a lot of fuels and ethanols and earls and things like that. We got a little train lined up here with some weight. We're gonna get in this Thundy Boy cab, loud biatch. Get inside. This one's got the more modern interior. Let's go ahead and get that reverser key in there. We'll get in on the back, throw that sumbitch and run. Let's pop the light on and take a look at the back wall here in a sec. All those lights are set. Fresh air intake is on. You can come back here as well. This is one of the views, and it's actually kind of cool when you're running because you hear the crunchy wind sound like you're actually back here, but you can actually turn it. So if you're doing a cold start of the locomotive, this will be applied. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. We'll get rid of it. There we go. Go back inside. Go over to this side. Bleep bloop. Let's see. There's no cards in here, but no biggie. I guess they're not going to be in all of them. Not going to be in all. Let's go back over to the engineer side. Again, a lot of nice appropriate decals and stuff like that up top. Throw forwards. The bell is separate because it's the steel bell. Get them headlights on. Yeah, boy. I think number boards are in. Control in. Very nice. Very nice. Alright, so this thing is heavy, and reason being, I'm going to set this up. We're not going to do a full run because we still got the whole friggin' BNSF pack to look at. Is to kind of try and simulate the sanding, because this sumbitch is heavy. So let's go ahead and get the gin field on. Got our headlights on. All that good stuff. I think KCS, I don't think this one has its own channels. In the manual it shows that you can use BNSF channels, which, you know, whatever. It'd be some of these being territory anyway, so same deal. No big deal. It don't need its own channels. It's not really KCS anymore. I mean, it kind of is, but kind of isn't. So 2 screens now. Now this one's not equipped with PTC, obviously. Ones that do have some PTC things, which we'll try and go over with the BNSF pack as far as like your speed control and things like that. It's limited, but it is there. Of course, you have to have a unit that is, you know, PTC equipped to do anything with that. So let me pop the manual open real quick. Let me take one last peek at the sanding bits. I think, what's the information? Control I. There we go. Consist length 3,500 feet. Weight 10,276 tons. Sand level 92%. So we got plenty of sand. We gonna need it. Yeah, and we got 2 engines. That's it. Just 2 engines. I wanted it to be heavy because these things will slip. So let's go ahead and go outside. Go ahead and drop the train brake. Give her a nooch. Get rid of the loco brake. Hear the compressor. Very nice. Gang, 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 gang. Another notch. Another notch. Wheel slip. There we go, guys. You can even see it visually happening. You've got it on the HUD as well. Now you can hit the X key or hold it down, but them some bitches are slipping. It's a heavy train. We're just gonna melt those rails. We'll give it 5 notches. Go back inside. So you can actually choose, you know, as far as like what you want to sand as well. Leading axle, things like that. I'm trying to look for looking in the manual here. Where is it at? Where is it at? Also got the Type F couplers, which I completely glazed over. So those are on here as well. Where is the sand? Here we go, here we go. Alright, sander is obviously just the X key, like a lot of stuff in Train Sim. To need it, you got to hold it down. You can see the MPH kind of jumping up there like it's gripping that thing and let off. You kind of see it jerk back like, whoa, okay, absolutely no grip. Lead truck sand is Shift X, and that will hold it on. You can actually see it on the fire screen there, the little sand icon. And yeah, did I turn the gauge lights? There we go. That's the actual cab light. So when it comes to weight and sanding and things like that in this pack, which is pretty cool because you can make some absolutely chonk trains where you need the sand, but you got to watch out because you ain't got a whole lot of sand. So let's go ahead and turn on Control I again. Our sand is 91%. So we used a percentage. I don't think we'll use all of it, but if you want to make it like a, you know, an interesting scenario, give the train maybe like 25% sand. Maybe somebody forgot to fill it up. You got some shit going down. You got to use it wisely. Choose wisely. You know, using your sand. But KCS portion of the pack. We creeping along now. Damn good looking locomotives. Let's go get into the bean sniffers. All right, folks, that is a cacophony of EMD sound. I have the sound turned down in OBS, but it's still very loud in my ears because I suck at mixing. So, yes, it might be as though I sound like I'm screaming, probably because I am. But the BNSF MRL side of things, you're going to get 7 number ranges builds, 4 separate cabs, first and third gen K5LLA, gram white E-bell, PTC overspeed prevention, partial simulation of PTC, fire screens, etc. CCB2 display brake stand, BNSF of course, thunder and whisper cabs, varying antenna, inverter boxes, dynamic brake panels, filter panels, headlights, number boards, handbrake wheels, handrails, horn mounts, jack pads, trucks. The list goes on and on and on. Of course, these have their own cab radio channels as well, but we'll go over the differences with these one by one. You can probably point out a couple of them on your own just by looking at this here. But first things first, to the right is 8400 through 8499 and 8520 through 9129. It's going to have a revised array PTC up on the top there on the cab. Panels on the long hood are all different. Pretty much each one has different panels. It's got the nose lights, of course. It's got the revised handbrake, so the thinner looking one. Curved handrails on the side, just like the KCS units. Horn mount is a bit different. Curved jack pads, ISO cab, 5 steps. So we did not go over this on the KCS. I don't think they were on that. So you can obviously see the ISO cab part again. And then 5 step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one here, for example, is 4 step, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess for people with short legs. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. It's interesting, though. A whole mess of other things. Not to mention, they look fantastic. The BNSF and the MRL skins are probably, to me, the best looking ones out of this pack. The colors just pop the most. They just look the most appropriate. Wherever I place them down in any map or add-on or route, whatever you want to call it, they seem to just hit just right with the lighting. Because sometimes, you know, ground textures and in-map lighting can look different. These look the sexiest to me, by and large. Next up, we got 9130 through 9329. These have the 4 steps. That's pretty much it. It's got some other small differences, but it's mainly the same as that. As well as the revised PTC array. 9330 through 9369. Original antenna, original handbrake, original horn mount. Let's see, square jack pads, non-ISO cabs. That's one of the loud boys there, as you can tell. It's also got the 4-step. Next up right here, you can tell right off the bat, is the white number boards on top. 9370 through 9399. Roof lights, whereas these have nose lights. Non-ISO as well. Straight handrails, a couple other things, but primarily those things. And then these over here are the P4 variants. So revised PTC up top again, I'd say the most modern. They have the 5 steps. A bunch of other things. I'm totally leaving out all the panels as far as the dynamic, the inverters, the air intake, because it's just so much. You can just literally go and look at each one of those for yourselves. But the P4 trucks is the main thing with these. So there's only 2 powered axles on the P4. The ones in the back, I believe, are not powered. As you can see, it's actually modeled, so it's just a dead axle, if you will. You can see the actual motors here and here, right? And then we'll go to the back side. Same deal, dead axle. We'll go to the standard truck here. Powered, powered, and then powered. So, are there... Let me know if there are, guys. I don't know if there's any other differences besides there not being a traction motor. There might be some small bits and bobs and things like that, some wiring, cabling, things like that. But I don't know if there's anything too much different than that. You can see the difference in jack pads, which I'm talking about. I know it's a funny phrase and funny word, jack pad. That one's a bit different, curved. That one's just squared, straight out. A lot of variation, guys, within these. I just tried to go over it as quickly as possible because we're going to run that train back there loaded with coal You're gonna go back here to the Montana rail link, and aside from the obvious visuals, as far as the skin, which again look absolutely fantastic, MRL baby, rest in peaceful peace, my sweet princes. God above, they look fantastic. The logos are super sharp. They pop. It's just some damn good looking locomotives. This one's got the red dot. That one's got the red dot with the dub in there. Lots of other things going on with these. This one obviously says rail link on the side there. But 4300 through 4315 original antenna, as you can see. So it's, I guess, painted. Would it be painted? It's got the original handbrake in the back. So the big one, original horn mount. I think it's got the original horn mount. Split number boards. So there's no like kind of headlight pocket up there. It's got the 4-step on the side there. And then these over here, the 4400 through 4408, have kind of the unpainted antenna, I guess. 5-step. Again, a whole lot of difference in panels between the lot of these engines. And I don't know if I mentioned the unpainted antenna on top or the headlight kind of blank there, but if I did, I did it twice. So we'll click on each one of these, give the horn a test, because there are different generation of K500As in this pack. We'll get the horn a test, just took a look around the cab, see what's different, and then we're going to go get in that Coltrane back there and have a go. All right, folks, first up, the 8978. Get inside. No PTC. No nanny screen. See what we can notice in here. If anything too terribly different. Let's go ahead and do that horn check. Oh, baby. Okay. All right. Yes, I like that one. I've already heard the other one. I like this one. It's got that deepness to it. Very deep. God, that sumbitch sounds good inside though. Mama. Woo! Alright, so we got in that one. Let's get in the 9318. This one does have the nanny screen. So it's got the same. Is that the Gen 1? It kind of sounds like it'd be the Gen 1. I can't tell the difference. Croissant?
Are you going to finish that croissant?
I am. You can't have it. Quit asking. Alright, this one. I just want to look at these and see. Let's turn that damn bell off. So a lot of the stuff is the same. Shitter's full. That's fun. That's fun. Daily card. Trying to look. There are different locations, I think, which is kind of cool. So these say Fresno and Galesburg. Like the CSX units, remember, said Waycross and somewhere in West Virginia. So that's neat. There are differences like that. That's pretty damn sweet. Okay. Croissant looks the same. That's important. We get a 9352. No pizzle, tizzle, sizzle. Same Huron. Same croissant. Let's take a look at a back wall. Yeah, let's say the same. Be interesting to see if the MRL ones say anything different. I could be missing stuff. This is all for you folks to go and discover for yourself. 9384. No Pietesia. Same Huron. Let's take a look at that one. Galesburg, yeah, it's that old Dan Hernandez. He gets around. And 8514. It do be have PTC. Very cool. Not? I mean, it's neat that it's in the game. Whatever. It's the conductor side as well, but it sucks in real life, you know. Galesburg as well. Horn. Same! Shut the bell off. Alright, here we go. 4306 MRL. Oh, baby. Manual gauges, man. I just, especially in an older SD, you know, and then they made it into the ACE. Something about them standard gauges, man. They hit different. They do. Same horn, I think. Turn the light on, check them sheets. Nope. Nope. There we go. Yeah, Galesburg. Fresno. There might be other stuff on here, BNSF. I mean, it's you know, it's BNSF now, obviously. Kind of always was, you know, the meme with the astronauts. You know, one of those. Just got your speedo over there and your croissant and no pizza. And then we'll get in the 4402. Manuels again, horn. Same, probably going to be the same as well. Let's turn that bell off. All right, let's go get in that train. All right, cold and dark time. Single unit with the PTC. So let's go ahead and hop in. She is silent. Very quiet. Let's go ahead and crack a window in that door. La puerta. There we go, just a little bit. All right, first things first, you're going to want to turn on the battery, which I think is Control B. You can hear the electrical juices coming to life. You get the initialization pop out in the top right. Let screens do the thing, and it's cool because it's the legit stuff that pops up. Even the old Windows XP, it's insane to think that it's Windows XP, but I guess that's probably the most stable OS. I know Windows 11 sucks a fat one. I wish it never existed, but alas, I am on it. It's just the way it is. All right, we're gonna let this boot up. PTC is Dunzo Magunzo. We'll get the fire screens up and running. And then, let me take a peek at my notes here, because yes, I write stuff down with a pen and paper, because I'm old and stupid. All right. That is good. Engine run and fuel switches on. Here we go. Boom. Skiboom. Can hear some stuff happening back there. Maintenance lights. Yep. Aux heaters. Yep. Fresh air intake. Yep. All right. Set our lights up for good measure. That's good. All right, now all to do is fire this Betty up. Y is the key for engine start. Or we could probably just hit the button here. Oh yes. Prepare for that sweet air blower. It was like a power drill. An air-powered power drill that drills air. Woo! There she goes. All right, we need 200 RPM on the HUD. That's what we are looking for. The bells will stop at 200. There it goes. All right, let's let the compressor charge the brakes. Let's go ahead and cut them off. We have the handbrake applied by default, so skadoosh. There we go. Got that compressor compressing. Gonna get the F5 HUD on there. Yeah. Pump it. Pump it up. Pump it up. There we go. 20 PSI. We're getting there. It's going to take a minute, depending on how many engines you got, how long your train is, etc. This feels nice. This feels very nice. I am enjoying this considerably. All right, here we go. Pump it up. Pump it up. Come on. Pump it. All right, we go. We're going to put some brake application on once the charge is complete. Then we got to remember to release that handbrake. Just sit here and charge for a minute. Alright, brake cylinder pressure 0, brake pipe 90, EQ 90. I think still pumping though, ain't it? Let's go ahead and close that door. Alright. Alright, loco brake first. See the main doing its thing. And we'll put that at suppressionis. Alright, so we got the Indy on. Put the Indy on full. Alright, now AESS is enabled. Auto start. We got the green light. That's all ready to go. We'll throw the sumbitch on run. Meep. Throw the gen field on. Number board lights. Plate step lights. Damn it. I can get the switch. I promise. Please. There we go. And yes, even the nice appropriate color for the little squishy bits down there on the screen. Alright, let's go undo the handbrake here. The sound is pleasing. I don't know why, but here we go. It's just enjoyable. I can't explain it. It just is. Alright, let's get the radio. Nope, let's go back inside, please. Thank you. Let's just cycle through all the arrows. Yep. There we go. Alright, let's get that radio on. What are we looking for? We'll do a 56056. Release them brakes. Brake pipe rising. Open that window a bit more. Alright. I think we're ready, guys. Let's throw that reverser in. Might need that, eh? Let's shift R. All this stuff is explained, obviously, in the manual. High idle kicking in, baby. Blow, is it? Oh. Alright, what kind of train we got here? Consist length, almost 2,000 feet, 5,300 ton, 80% sand. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Give her a notch. Slowly creep off that independent. There we go. Let's see how much of a challenge. There goes that compressor. See how much of a challenge this is for one lonely old locomotive. So alone. Notch 2. Maybe we need some sand. Alright, we'll just run this thing, feel her out, see what it sounds like. Notch 3. Still doing 1 whole mile per hour. Almost 2. There we go. 2, baby. 2, 2, 2. All right, so the PTC and the way it works within this. Let me open my thing here. I'm going to scroll down to PTC brake simulation, fire screens. Right. All right. Basic implementation of positive train control overspeed intervention has been simulated within the game. It says after being enabled, the system will activate at 19 mile an hour if the ahead signal is adverse, 24 mile an hour if the ahead signal is green. Upon activation, if you exceed 3 mile an hour above said speed limit, you'll be warned by PTC to slow down. At 4 mile an hour above, PCS will trip and e-brakes will apply. It also says, please note PTC will only function on locomotives with PTC equipped. So yeah, just remember that, guys. You know, PTC stuff, you gotta have a PTC locomotive. Loco data, you click that, that pops up. Oh, I didn't turn on the god dang alerter. Alright, good time to check the brakes. We'll just use independent. See how good she is. Okay, we'll use a little air. There we go. We got to turn the alerter on. Come on. Stop. Pretty good. Simulated pretty good. I mean, it's not the biggest train, but all these loaded coal guns for one loco creeping to a stop. There we go. Alerter is enabled. All right. Train brake released. All right, let's give her another notch. All right, and it does have a bail function as well, which is pretty cool. All right, 2 notches. Let's grip it and rip it. Number 3. PCS is implemented in this as well. Same deal if it's tripped. You can see on the fire screen there should be a red implementation on the screen about yay. It's right under the flow where the flow readout is. Make sure you come to a stop, put the throttle in idle, and the auto brake in the suppression. So anywhere between like 55 to 90% thereabouts, and then it'll take about a minute or 60 seconds to reset. The light will go out, like right now it's not on, obviously, and then you can release the brakes and get on the move again. Let's give her another notch. Yeah, baby. Let's do a couple of externals. Nice looking coupler on there as well. Yes, sir. Some good looking trucks, man. Another notch. The exhaust. So the dynamic exhaust. EMDs, they're totally different between the GEs and EMDs, the way the smoke looks, the way the stack is, just the way the exhaust of the locomotive itself. They all have different looks, and this looks like an EMD. I mean, some can be clean, some can be smoky as hell. This one looks pretty appropriate, and I have noticed a lot of these guys that work on these mods have been stepping their game up in the way the exhaust looks, the actual exhaust itself, and this is probably one of the best looking exhausts I've seen in a mod, and it's hard to call this a mod, guys. I mean, this is all brand new. I mean, new model, the physics, all the scripting, every freaking thing. The alert is going off. Oh dear. Oh god. Did I save it? I did. See, I was sitting there monologuing like a freaking idiot. Anyway, this is all brand new. This isn't just a mod. This is essentially third-party DLC for free that I would happily pay 25 bucks for, and you know, I'd pay more, but I'm just poor. So that's a lot, you know. I mean, and it's probably on par with a lot of stuff. But then again, there's a lot that went into this pack, so you could probably easily sell it for like 30. Easily. All right, let's give it another notch. All right, let's look at our trackage. Now, this is just a free roam, guys, so I don't really have anything set up. So it'd be interesting to see how this all jives PTC-wise with the you know, the signals and everything. And it's really good frame-wise, which I didn't really talk about until now because I didn't think of it. But optimization, performance on your PC. I've got a very mid PC, and this runs butter smooth. Now, when you put 30 of these sumbitches on a screen at once, you're going to have problems. But if, you know, it's just a bunch of trains set up, normal kind of scenario, you're pretty golden. So now we're above 20. You can start to see the cab kind of swaying. Got that semi-truck kind of air ride look to it, which is very nice. Notch 7. That's a damn good looking unit, man. And the big old stonking Ocho. Well, let's look at our ampers. Attractive effort. There we go. Now she's screaming. But there's a whole hell of a lot that went into this pack. It's been cooking. It's been in the pot. It's been stewing and being stirred for a while now. A lot of great folks, you know, contributed to this pack, and it shows. It really does. I mean, it's like I mentioned early on. I feel like Train Sim Classic has been kind of dead, especially on the North American. Holy bells, Batman! Yeah, that's another Train Sim Classic thing. Bells are loud as shit. You know, it's been kind of dead, been kind of dusty and barren, you know, on the North American front. But this should keep you chooching for a little while, because there is a hell of a lot in this pack. I hope people take it and make some nice scenarios. We got the alerter about to trip. Let's see what it sounds like here. See the light on the fire screen. Yep, that sumbitch will wake you up for sure. So that sounds nice too. But there's a lot that went into this pack. There's a lot that I did not cover, just because there's so much. I tried to keep it somewhat condensed, but cover enough that, you know, kind of show off what all went into this pack. But it's phantasmic. It is fantasmic. Listed under Switchpoint Simulations, and I would imagine should be released by the time this video drops, because I know a lot of folks just click a video and they go straight down looking for a link. Where's the link, you son of a bitch? You know, happens just about every other video, but should be there. This thing is ready to ship as far as I know, but goddamn, ain't it nice. Gonna be lashing these with some, you know, some Searchlight stuff and other Switchpoint stuff. It's C6Ms. We got some good stuff now, guys. It's, you know, you know, you gotta kind of scratch for some rolling stock to pair with it, and little kind of piecemeal everything together. But it's out there, guys. It's out there, and it's ready to be used. And we got a lot of stuff to run in a lot of places now, which is very helpful as well. It's you know, variety is the spice of life, as they say. But I think that's going to cover it for the all-new SD70ace by Switchpoint Simulations. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks to Switchpoint once again. Hope you enjoyed the video, found it informative. Let me know what you think down below. If I missed anything, have any questions, anything like that, just want to call me a dumbass, that works too. Thanks for watching. Hopefully see you next time, guys. Take care. Bye.